Hey guys, okay, so we're going to try this again. We just won't do it live. Don't have any idea what happened before. So let me just tell you that a picture of this cutting diagram and scoring diagram is in the group, okay, under the post. And as is a picture of the fall themed card that I did earlier. We're going to do a Christmas version this time because I just needed to do something a little bit different and I didn't really need any more fall cards. So we're going to need a scrap to stamp on. Actually, I just noticed I have one. That's okay. So you're going to need a Whisper White that is 2.5 by 2.5. Okay. You're going to need a whatever sort of complementary. So this Designer Series paper has the shaded spruce and the cherry cobbler, so those were the two colors I went with. So using this as my complementary color, it's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so that's going to go on there like that. Then you're going to need these two panels. So they aren't square yet, but they will be square once we get these flaps done and folded, and they will turn into squares. Okay, so hang with me for just a minute there. All right, you're going to need some Designer Series paper. I think, going to try and rework this. I didn't have time today to rework it. This square of Designer Series paper is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. If I had been designing this card, I would have designed it so that this piece was 3 by 3, because then you get 4 pieces out of one 6 by 6 piece. As it stands, you only can make one of these cards out of a 4 by 6, out of a 6 by 6 piece of paper, okay, which I think of is not good. There are too many waste pieces. So I look for an update with a version where the paper usage is a little better. Okay. All right. So, but this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. All right. So we're going to tuck that over there. Then you have 2 pieces that are 3/4 of an inch by 4. Now, my suggestion is you go ahead and leave it long. All right. Cut the 3/4 of an inch this way, all right, but leave it long. And then once you get it on there where you want it, then you can cut it, just in case, because paper cutters are funny and sometimes just a little bit shows or something, so you might want to do it that way, okay? But the dimension is 3/4 of an inch by 4, and you need 2 of those. All right, so let's start with stamping and punching. We're going to use the Perfectly Plaid, and I'm going to actually do this tree to show you how easy it is to line it up, and that if it doesn't line up perfectly, it's not a big deal. All right, and I'm using the here it is, Itty Bitty Christmas. Okay, and I'm going to use this little Happy Christmas right here. So those are the 2 sets that I'm going to use, and I'm going to use the tree punch that coordinates with Perfectly Plaid. Okay, I'm going to be stamping in shaded spruce and soft suede. All right, so we're going to wait on some of that. We're going to stamp the sort of outliney part of the tree. I was going to do it in shaded spruce and then just stamp off the other piece, but I think it will look kind of cool, and the trunk will be in soft suede if I do it this way. So we'll stamp it in soft suede, okay, like that. And then we will take the one that does the leaves. And I have a little piece of scrap paper here, so I'm going to just touch that off a little bit. And you're probably going to get to see my sparkly hair so that I can that up like that. It's really and truly not that hard. So if you have that stamp set and you've been kind of worried about doing that, don't be. It's easy. Okay, so then we will punch out that tree. Right. For this one, I may actually skip that white layer. I'm just thinking about how white this tree is. So we may do something just a tiny bit different. So bear with me. we got a little bit of, you know, so we might keep that around because we may end up trimming off and doing a banner. All right, so your card base for this one is not folded. It's a flat base. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is the size that your card would be if it was folded. Okay, the card front. But hang with me, okay? It's a great card. You're going to love this. All right, so here's our 2 flaps. So we called this the overlapping fun fold. So we've got to make these into flaps. So we're going to do a tiny bit of scoring here. I'm just going to try and get those stamps out of the way. All right, so this one, this flap is the 3 1/2 by 3. So we're going to take the 3 1/2 inch side this way. We're going to line it up at the 3 inch mark. Or for those of you who like to go over here, we're going to line this side up at the 1/2 inch. Doesn't matter, they both work. Okay, you're going to score, don't cut, score. Okay, and now we have our score line, and now we have our little flap, and that's where we're going to put the adhesive so that we can make our flaps. All right, so now this one is 4 by 3 1/2. Okay, so again, we're going to line it up either at the 1/2 inch mark if you're over here, or 3 1/2 over here. We want to get this to be a square. Okay, so I'm going to score that. We have our flap, and now that's a square. Okay, all right, good. All right, so now that can go away, and the bigger one goes over here, the littler one goes over here. So my thought is, okay, I'm putting that out of the way. I'm going to put the adhesive right here on this, on the inside of both of these flaps. Okay, just like that. Okay, now this one, actually, I'm going to add these as well. Okay, because on the last one that I did, I added these last, and the flap wasn't exactly centered, and it looked a little funky. So we're going to do this way. Right. If we ever get to see that other video or whatever, you'll be able to notice that my rings got all sparkly, and there was a whole story about, anyway, can't take the time to do that right now. All right, so now that you've got those, now we can put this in the middle. Okay, I'm going to have about the same amount of white showing top and bottom. Okay, and you're just going to curl that right around there. Okay, all right. Now this one, you want to have, hold on, it'll be easier for you to see the halfways, I think, if this is on. So this goes right here. Whoa, not yet though. All right, let's see if we can get that secured. There we go. Okay, now what you want to do is bring that so that the fold is right here, and you want to have about the same on both sides. Okay, then you're just going to fold that flap around to the back. Right, Now this is where, if you have Stampin' Seal Plus or even just your regular Stampin' Seal, but you're going to want to use a pretty good amount of adhesive, okay? Don't be shy with the adhesive on this one, okay? Because you're securing these flaps in there, and so you want to make sure you have plenty of adhesive, all right? So then we're going to try and get this centered best as we can. Then that is how, give that a really good crease there, and a really good crease here, like that, and it should stay mostly closed. All right, so here's how your flaps open, okay? So now over here, we're going to do this. Now let's just see if I put that white. Yeah, not loving that. So we're going to 86 the white layer on this particular one. Okay. Or okay. So we're going to take our Happy Christmas in our shaded spruce. Okay, I could have chosen cherry cobbler, but I didn't have that one out. Okay. Oh, there must have been a hair on there. Yep, I see it now. There's a little tiny hair mark. It's okay. Anybody that knows me knows I have cats, so it's okay. Let's just cut this off. And we'll give this, all right, let's go a little bigger, and let's go, yeah, I think this will be good. So what I'm actually doing is I went a little bigger, and now I'm just going to take off a tiny bit, and that's pretty good. So this ends up being 3/4 of an inch, but I had to do it in a kind of funky way. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we'll add the green shaded spruce here. Okay. Like that. And we'll snip this off. Then we'll do a little banner on this side. Okay. Get off. There. Okay. There we go. So we'll put this flat like this up here. Okay. Whoops. And then we'll add our little tree over here. And we'll put that up on dimensionals. So we're going to need a baby one way up here in the tip of the tree. And a couple more down here. Okay. Like that. All right. So I think this is a really fun card. It is a lot of pieces. But it's a really fun card, I think. And you could always put, you know what do we have? There they are. I have these gold gems, and I think I'm going to just tuck one right. Woo! Well, not if they keep falling on the floor, I'm not. All right. Let's grab my take your pick tool. Take the smallest size gem, and even that might be a wee bit big, but that's all right. We'll put that right up at the very tip of our tree. It'll look like the gold star on top of the Christmas tree. Okay, so the overlapping fun fold card, really cute. You could use it with any designer series paper. Just a lot of fun. Okay, so I am going to work out the measurements so that you can use a 3-inch piece here instead of the 3 1/4. So stay tuned for that. I will send you guys. I'll do some kind of an update or something on there. Okay, so there we go. And since I didn't cover most of this, in a future version, I might choose to emboss this with my embossing machine, like with the subtles or something, just to give it a little texture back there. But I'm actually really pretty happy with that. So thanks for hanging in there, because tonight was a crazy night. So thanks, guys. Bye.